Hello, hello, hello. We carry on with our Penguin Cafe Orchestra discography thing. Very articulate. And this one is the Penguin Cafe Orchestra mini album. It's, I guess you'd call it an EP. An EP. Yeah, it was originally released in Japan. Again, this is an odd one because it wasn't released all over the world. I think it was released in Japan, and then there was a release in well, this one's America. This one is an American pressing, though it says printed in Canada. So yeah, it's a bit of an oddity, but it sits between Penguin Cafe Orchestra album from '81 and Broadcasting Home, which is the next one. And it's one of those little things you can pick up as a collector on your way through. For there are two tracks on here that you've not heard before. There are two tracks that you have heard. Opens with the Penguin Cafe single, which is taken from that first album, and you have Era Dancer from Penguin Cafe Orchestra album from 1981. So it's the first two albums, the first two tracks from the first two albums are featured. Third track is a little number called The Toy, and it was recorded specifically for this EP, for an extended play. And it's actually one of my favourites. It's Simon Jeff's on the omnichord. The omnichord is a peculiar instrument, favoured by many. The omnichord is again used by Jeff's on a number of tracks in the PCO. Brian Eno is a big exponent of the omnichord, and so is Daniel Lanois. And it was made by Suzuki, really, and it's like a digital version of the auto harp. I had one once, not a omnichord per se, but it was the Q chord. I bought one. This was turn of the millennia. I thought I'd give one a go, and I just didn't get it. It wasn't for me. I just didn't. It was a bit too simple for my tastes. But yeah, I really like The Toy because you have this really good groove based on an omnichord thing going on, backed up by Jeffrey Richardson on the slide guitar and viola, and Neil Rennie on ukulele. And it is a joyful little bit of fun sitting here. And yeah, it was recorded specifically for the record, and it was recorded on the 23rd of March 1983 because Jeff says so on the back of the album. He says the album consists of 6 pieces of music, 2 from our previous albums, 2 recorded live in Tokyo, and a new piece, and 2 new pieces, piano music and The Toy, which was recorded today. So there you go, it was done specifically for it. You flip it over, you have numbers 1 to 4, or numbers 1-4, which was recorded live at the NHK Radio at the Kane Hoken Hall on June the 10th, 1982, and Salty Bean Fumble again recorded at the same sessions at the same concert. And then rounding up is a track called Piano Music, which is a solo Simon Jeff's piece, which also appears on the album of the same name, which rounds off his career, which is released posthumously, but we'll get to that. And that was recorded in Tokyo on July the 7th, 1982. So yeah, this is for completists. This is for those people that, have got everything, and you go and pick it up. It's also available on cassette. I don't think it was ever released on CD, though it would be nice if they did. I don't know. Hello Japan, can you hear me in Japan? It would be nice if you, reissue this on CD or whatnot, because I don't think it's ever been put out like that. But again, I got this. Again, a lot of these you'll notice have what's known a cutout. It's been in a sale, or it's been reduced. My one is, again, it's barely noticeable, but sometimes this is something you've got to look out for if you're buying a copy of this second hand, is unless you're buying a Japanese copy, all the US copies seem to be cutouts, and sometimes they'll have entire corners cut off of the sleeve. So you do have to be aware of this, but it is a nice glossy, the American pressings or Canadian pressings or whatever. It's on Editions EG, so you know. Let me just hold up my Editions EG paperweight there, because I love Editions EG. And yeah, so you might want to keep an eye out for that. But yeah, if you want the authentic product, you've got to go for a Japanese pressing, and that can be quite expensive. And you've got to look out for the cutouts for the US Canadian pressings. I was lucky to get this when the prices were still in the, I think it was about less than a tenner, I think it was, when I bought this. Oh, a good few years back now. Crikey, it was a long time ago. But yeah, it would be nice if it was out on CD. I don't think it's ever been done on CD, though. Like I said, you can get it on cassette if you like that lovely analog cassettiness of things. I don't know, maybe you do. But yeah, a curiosity. Though the toy and piano music is featured on the history box set, but more of that in another video. So there you go. I've been talking about Penguin Cafe Orchestra's mini album from 1983, which is a nice little thing to have if you're in the mood for that kind of thing. But don't feel it's essential. It's one for the obsessives. He said it's for one of those people. And yeah, thank you for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you haven't, come on, by now you should know what to expect. I've been doing this long enough. And we'll do this all again soon. Thank you for watching. There's only one more thing to say. By now you should know what that is, and that is ta-da.